Hello everybody, happy 2026. We're gonna get going in just a second, but while we are getting the last little bits and bops set up, I need your feedback, I need your thoughts. What do you want me to crochet today? I'm gonna be making something, at least one thing. I'm thinking we're gonna be making a few things using designs that we made in 2025. So we're gonna go through all of our designs 2025. For the first pattern that we're gonna crochet today, I want it to be something like one of the minis probably would be nice. Hold on, I just realized the sound's a little off. By the way, let me know how the sound is. If I'm too loud, too quiet, all that stuff, please let me know, because I can't hear myself. So it's up to you to let me know. We are going to be voting, though, on which mini to start today's stream with. So are we making a goblin? Are we making a hermit crab? Are we making a gnome? Or are we making a little baby seal? Let me know right now in the chat. We also have a horizontal and a portrait mode version of today's live stream live at the same time. So you might be watching one, you might be watching the other. I don't know which one you're watching. It depends. If it's going up and down vertical wise, then you're watching portrait. If you're going the other way, you're watching horizontal. You know, that's how things work. Anyhow. Anyhow, if you want to join either or, you can find both of them from my YouTube channel, Club Crochet. But if you're watching the portrait mode, there is a link at the top of the chat to go straight to the landscape mode. That's where we're going to be doing most of our voting today. And we'll keep both of these up later for review if you want to rewatch any of this. But I suggest probably watching the landscape mode just because I think it's going to look a little bit nicer. We do both at the same time because YouTube really wants to push the portrait mode out to, the algorithm. So we do the portrait mode for the algorithm. We like the other one because we like the landscape mode because it looks cooler. So that's the dealio there. Sound is a little crackly sometimes. Very interesting. Okay, one second. Okay, I tried to turn it down a little bit from the machine so that maybe it won't be so crackly. Let me know how that if that sounds any better. By the way, hi Cooper, hi Zoe. Shout out to our moderators today, Cooper and Zoe. They're gonna be here helping us moderate everything and just chilling and crocheting along with us. So shout out to them. Thank you for being here. Ultra super appreciate you. All right, well we're gonna get going in just a moment. One moment, please. All right. Let me get a sip of coffee. And let's rock and roll. Hi, everybody. Here, wait, I can do this one first. Well, I don't know if this is going to set up right on the other camera. Oh, it doesn't.
Oh, there we go. If you're watching on portrait mode, hi. If you're watching on landscape mode, hi.
I'm going to switch the other one because on portrait mode, I am extremely zoomed in right now. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hello. Happy 2025. I hope you are having a really wonderful year, or as wonderful as it can be. Yeah. Happy hooking. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great week. It was a long end of the year for me, and I've been working on some big projects that I'm very excited to talk about today. I'm super excited to be back and crocheting with you. You have no idea. I've been itching. But last week I was like, you know what? I can't. I just had a big project that I'm working on, and so I didn't want to live stream last week, so we decided to push it to this week. So today, here's the dealio. Here's what we're doing. We're going to look through all of the things that we designed last year. There was a lot. We had more than 20 patterns that we designed last year. So we're going to look at all of them. We're going to crochet a couple of them. And we're going to talk about all the new things coming for this year. And I have to say, this is going to be a big year. It's going to be a big year. We got some big plans. And I'm very excited because I finally get to share some stuff. I don't get to share everything. Actually, let me check my email real quick to make sure that I'm allowed to share one of these things. Okay. Okay, I can tease. I am allowed to tease about something, but I'm not allowed to share the full news. But that's okay. I can share something big that is coming out. So it's all good. Regardless, it's going to be dope. I'm excited to share some stuff with you today. And yeah, I'm very exciting. I'm very exciting. I'm very excited. I still sound a little poppy. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know how to fix that anymore. One second. Let me try to turn on and off the microphone. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, sorry if that blasted your ears. Maybe that'll help a little bit. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I turned on the heat because it was like really cold, but now I'm like sweating my tutor off. But that's okay. It'll turn off eventually, I hope. It just gets like really, really hot in this room or really, really cold. I get either. One of the two, but it's never perfect. Anyhow, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so what did we vote on, by the way? Oh, we're actually split on a vote right now between goblins and gnomes. Seal is close behind, so keep those votes going in. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about what you need, talk about how you can support this channel if you want to, and then let's start looking at some of the patterns as we get this vote a little bit more sorted. Okay, so first up, what you need. What you need if you want to crochet along with me. That's it. It's been a second, you know? It's been a whole year. So if you want to crochet along with me, here's what you're going to need. We're going to be using worsted weight yarn, 100% cotton. I'm not sure the colors because it's going to be dependent on what we're crocheting, which we're voting on right now. So I don't know what we're making, so I don't know the colors we're making. But I am going to be using our Club Crochet Amigurumi cotton yarn. It's my favorite kind of yarn to use for amigurumi because it makes your stitches look real good like. These are available in our kits. Besides the yarn, we're going to need a crochet hook, of course. We're going to be using a size G 4mm crochet hook today. Favorite size hook to use with the yarn we're going to be using. We're going to need some scissors for cutting stuff. You're going to need a darning needle. I suggest using a crimped end darning needle like, whoop. Hold on, we got a mess going on here. Like this. Helps you get in and out of hard to reach stitches. I don't know how much sewing we're going to need to do today, but we might need to do some. You'll also need some safety eyes. I'm going to be using 6mm safety eyes today, most likely. Again, dependent on what we're making. Still, apparently, we're still a little crackly. I don't know why, but that's okay. We'll figure it out later. After this, and I'll do some fixing and stuff. Okay, so, oh yeah, and then probably the most important thing you're gonna need is a pattern. You need a tutorial, right? Well, I got you covered, baby. Right here or right here, depending on if you're watching portrait or landscape. Go to clubcrochet.com and you can find all of the patterns that we're going to be looking at today. They are all there. And yeah, yes, okay. That's everything you need to know. All right. Now, if you want to support this channel, oh my gosh, really, little old me? Thank you so much. You don't have to, but it would be cool if you could support. In fact, there's a bunch of different ways to support. If you want to support for free, cheap, easy, squeezy, lemon peasy, just like this video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. But if you're not already subscribed, how do you even find this? Well, anyhow, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss when we do these live streams. We do them every week. In fact, we did 51 live streams last year. So almost every single week we had a live stream. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see if we can keep that up for this year. I think we can do even more live streams this year. That's my thought, but we'll see. If you want to support monetarily, oh my gosh, for reals? Thank you. You don't have to, again, but you could, and there's a whole bunch of ways to support monetarily. Probably the best way to support monetarily is with a Club Crochet membership. Member gets you early access to future patterns. They get access to the exclusive library tutorials. We have obviously so many tutorials. I think we capped 350 the last year. I'm not really positive. I haven't done the number. I haven't done the count. But we have a lot of patterns on the website. You can find them all at clubcrochet.com. Memberships start at only $5.99. You can get a free trial, cancel it at any time. There's a whole bunch of other perks you get, like you get discounts in the shop. Speaking of, if you want to support with purchases in the shop, that would be cool too. We have a whole bunch of stuff, including a board game called Lava Run, where you help a dinosaur escape a volcano and you crochet all the dinosaurs for it. We've got pins, we've got kits, we've got t-shirts, we've got stickers. You name it, we've got it. Well, okay, we don't have everything. You can't buy a dog from us. We had to cancel that program in 2023. Just people were ordering too many dogs. Okay, fine, we never really were selling dogs, but you get what I'm saying. We got ways to support if you'd like to. First live stream of the year, getting those live stream wiggles out. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh yeah, last way to support, if you really, really like this live stream, you think that the streams specifically are like way cool and you think that we should keep doing them, well, you can also tip by hitting the little dollar icon in the bottom of the chat there. You can do a super chat. Your chat will come up on screen. I'll do a nice thank you. I normally would put something out on screen for you, but today we're gonna have a lot of crochet out, so we might not have space for that. Maybe I'll put a little crochet right here for you if you tip, and we'll do a little show off. And yeah, okay. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Is that enough? Did I do my job? Okay, I think I did on my job. All right, let's, we still got some more votes to go here for our, gnome or goblin or hermit crab or seal. But let's go with like 5 patterns. Let's start with the minis. That's a great idea. Let's look at all. Hold on, I gotta find I'm missing a mini.
I'm missing a mini. Okay, well, I don't know where it is.
That's all right. We're gonna be missing one mini, but let's go through all the new Amigurumis that we designed this year. And I think we did more Amigurumi design. No, we did more Amigurumi designs in 2024, but we did do a lot of minis this year. So let's look at a few of them. First up, we got our little itty bitty frog. By the way, as I'm going through this, I would love to know which ones were your favorites. That would mean actually a lot to me. So if you have favorites, let me know. We made little itsy bitsy frogs, little tiny guy. This I think is gonna spawn like a whole series of little minis, little mini animals, basically like mini bonimals. Because this is essentially the bonimal pattern, but shrank down into even ittier bittier. So I think we're gonna probably make even more of these ultra mini bonimals this year, but we'll see. So we made little frogs, loved them, super cute, threw magnets in them, they were great, awesome. Then we had a couple of our favorites, pretty much back-to-back favorites last year. The first one, actually I can't find, I just realized there's another mini we're missing. Okay, well, I mean, they're minis, you know, they're hard to catch. And especially these little minis. So we did make little tiny gnomes last year. Super cool patterns. Honestly, probably, maybe my favorites. Ooh, it's a hard call, but it's one of my favorite patterns that I've ever designed is this little tiny gnome, because it's all made in one piece from top to bottom. It's really cool, and I love them. And we made so many different variations of the gnomes. We made leprechauns. That's the one mini that I couldn't find. We made little tiny elves by the end of the year. So I mean, like, kind of technically a secondary pattern, but I kind of count this as the same. So we made little elves, we made little gnomes, we made little leprechauns. That's the one I couldn't find. Yes, lots of variations of these little gnomes, and I think they're so cool. Another one where it's like, okay, how are we going to be like evolving these gnomes in the future? Are we going to be making a whole bunch of different critters and creatures? I'm thinking that eventually it'd be really cool to have a full like D&D set of minis so that you can actually crochet your own minis to play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. I also think we're going to be using minis again in the future for making games and stuff. So anyhow, little goblin or little gnomes, pretty awesome. We're voting right now. The vote is currently in the gnome's favor. So if you want me to crochet a gnome, vote for gnome now in the horizontal live stream chat. By the way, hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, bruh. Hey, Fox Lover. Hey, Twiz. Hey, Damien. Thank you so much for joining the first stream of the year. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I missed you guys. Okay, so we made little gnomes. Then the next one, I actually think this one is my favorite pattern from the year. Again, it's really hard to say, but you know me. I love goblins. I'm obsessed with goblins, in fact. And this year, we finally released our little mini goblin pattern, which are these itsy bitsy goblins that are made only in like 40 something stitches. Super ultra small, really, really addicting to make. Like crazy addicting to make. I think I've made probably 500 of these little goblins. They're so quick that I love making them. I have so many. I give them away all the time. I hide them in places where I go. Highly recommend to check out the goblin. So right now the vote is between the goblin and the gnomes, by the way. So you guys vote on which one we're making for our first pattern today. Okay. Other minis that we made. Now I don't have the mini of the seal, but we did make little seals this year. I couldn't even find the regular seals that we made. All I could find was this ridiculous mermaid seal that we made on a live stream, which looks amazing, but it's not really what I was trying to show off. What I really want to show off was the itty bitty seals that we made that I can't find. I mean, again, they're minis, they're hard to catch. But we made little tiny seals. They were really cute. We also made little itty bitty bats this year. Now this is a Keese version of a bat, which is a bat from Legend of Zelda, but we made little bats. That was one of the last minis that we designed this year, and they were so cool. I really, really liked them. I even made a minier version of the bats, but I actually don't have them anymore because I gave the little itty bitty bitty bats away. But they're really cool way to make wings and stuff. So I think this pattern was also really neat this year. And then again, another one that maybe is my favorite, I don't know, but I really, really liked it. It was our challenge for the year. It was our little tiny hermit crabs. Look at these dudes. They're so cool. Such a cool pattern. So this little guy is less than 100 stitches. I think he's only 45 stitches. And then the shells, there's a bunch of different shells you can make for them, but they're less than 100 stitches too. And we did a challenge where we made a bunch of different kinds of shells for our hermit crabs. So I made a bunch of different ones. I made a little shoe. This guy's wearing a shoe for a shell. We made batteries and pet rocks and just so many different patterns for different kinds of shells for your hermit crabs. Hermit crabs were truly a breakthrough for me in my design philosophy and stuff. So I really, really liked how those ones came out. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all the minis we made last year. I think. Let me know if I'm forgetting any. I did design a few minis, but we didn't release them as official patterns yet. We're going to be working on those ASAP. New mini dinosaurs. And there was a mini crab, not a hermit crab, but I had actually mini crabs that I designed. I couldn't get to them in time. So those are going to be coming out this year sometime. I need to work on them. In fact, I got a whole lot of patterns coming out this year sometime that I've got to work on. But as you can probably tell, I got a lot of things that I want to make right now, and it's very difficult for me to keep my brain focused on one thing at a time. But speaking of, let's start focusing on one thing at a time, and let's decide what we're crocheting first. We have 29 votes, and a pretty well decided. We are making little tiny gnomes. So let's just make, what do you guys think? A classic gnome? Easy squeezy, keep it breezy, beautiful, cover girl? What do you guys think about that? I think that's a good idea. So for our little gnomes, I'm going to be using red for our hat. If you guys have an idea on how you want me to customize this gnome, let me know right now in the chat, because I'll probably need that. Yeah. And then we'll need beige for our skin tone. We'll need a little bit of brown for our shoes. We'll need a little bit of green. Maybe we want forest green. Let's do forest green for our shirt. And then we're gonna need some white yarn, which I foolishly left in the other room. So when it comes to the white yarn, we'll go get that later. Because I'm a doofus. I'm a doofus. I'm a doofus. That's a new song I'm writing. It's called I'm a doofus. Speaking of new songs I'm writing, let me get started on this crochet, and I'll tell you about all the plans that I got for next year. Well, not all of them, but I'm going to tell you some of the plans that I have for, next year, this year. And we do have a lot of big plans for this year. A lot. But let's start by answering someone's questions from the chat. Someone said... we want to make this gnome in new colors. Okay, sure. Yeah. Let's make it in new colors. Let's do... What do you guys think? First one to comment which color to do this in is the winner. Hat, orange, cyan, blue, go. First, I'm gonna say the first one to get 3 comments. I think that's fair. Orange, cyan, blue, first one to get 3 comments wins. Not the same comments from the same people though. Different people commenting. So go ahead and say that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to say, we got 1 orange already. We got 1 blue already. We got 2 blue, I think. Purple, cyan, 2 cyans. Oh man, we basically just need 1 more. Blue. I think it's blue. Yes, it's definitely blue. Okay, blue for the hat. Love it. You know, a blue gnome hat, that just makes sense to me. All right, so we're going to do that. You know what? And the color for the t-shirt. You know what? Let's do a vote for that one. We'll do a vote for the t-shirt color. So, start a poll. Shirt color. We can do blue. We can do purple. We could do cyan. We could do orange. Okay, so we put the poll in our horizontal stream chat, by the way. But let's get hooking. Okay, so someone asked in the chat, do we have plans for our next deluxe kits or our next seasons? What are we doing next? What's the next season? We do have plans. Now, it's not going to be coming out for a second because I am pretty behind when it comes to prepping our next season because I've been working on a very big project that's coming out near the end of the year. Is the one that I'm like kind of not allowed to talk about too much. I can tease. I'm allowed to tease, but they don't want me to talk about it too much yet. As you can probably tell, it is a project that I'm doing with someone else, or not someone else, but another entity. Not doing it by myself, which is pretty rare for me. Actually, I'm going to restart this. Let me do this again. Boom, there we go. Which is pretty rare for me. I usually do all of my patterns and all of my designs and everything that I'm working on. I usually make them myself and kind of am a little bit of a lone wolf when it comes to that. I don't know if lone wolf's the right way to say it. I like to produce my patterns myself. And so for the first time, I'm working with something else to produce my patterns, and I'm very excited on what we're making. It's very, very cool. Which, again, we're going to share that a little bit more in the future. But one of the things that I am making is a new season, which I think you could probably have guessed that. You know, we're making something. We got to keep these seasons going. And for our next season, I thought a lot about it. I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna do like Tonka trucks or something. Like maybe we'll do something weird where we're making vehicles. I was like, oh, maybe. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not really like a truck dude. And while I do like the idea of making like vehicles, I just can't imagine that for an entire season. And then I thought, okay, well, what else could we do? Maybe we can do gardening. I was like, gardening could be really fun. We could do, you know, carrots and broccolis and and like a bunch of different vegetables and fruits. And I was like, that would be fun. I kind of want to do that closer to fall, and I want this first season coming out closer to springtime. So what would be a good kit that would work in the spring? And then it hit me like a brick wall. That's made out of beetles, because we're making bugs. I have been wanting to do bugs for actually a long time. So I'm actually really, really excited to say that our first season back for Club Crochet is going to be bug themed. I'm thinking we're calling it the Buggin' Out kit. We're going to be trying to launch it in March. But you know, I have to make patterns before I come out with it and stuff, and then we need to order the kits, and there's like all this process that comes to getting these deluxe kits made. So we're working on it. I promise it is in the machine of my noggin. So we are working on a new season of bugs, the Buggin' Out kit. I'd love your ideas on what you think we should make. Right now, I'm thinking we're making bees and butterflies. We're going to be making ants. We're going to be making beetles. I kind of want to make a fly. Jules is kind of like, doesn't think a fly is a great idea for one of the patterns, but I think it'd be really fun to make a fly personally. I also want to do caterpillars, maybe worms. And I was thinking for the big pattern of the season, because kind of like every season I'm trying to do one big pattern. I'm thinking of maybe a moth would be really fun for a bug season. I don't know though. I'd love your feedback and thoughts about what would be fun for that. Yeah. All right, I think this is looking pretty good. So let's move on to the next round here. I'm on round 5, by the way, if you are crocheting along with me. We're making them gnomes. Ooh, a dragonfly. That's a great idea. That's what LB said in the portrait chat. That's a really good idea. I love a dragonfly. I'm going to write that down right after this. Because I think that'd be really fun. I also was thinking it might be really fun to get like custom safety eyes for this kit, of like bug eyes and stuff, or antenna or something like that you can like actually add to your amigurumi. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas for this next seasonal kit, but it's gonna be out probably in a couple months. I would say April at the latest is the plan, but I'm aiming for a March release, so yeah, I'm doing the best I can though. Okay, so I'm gonna slip stitch here, and that's gonna be our hat. That's looking pretty good. I like it. Okay, and we'll grab our jute after this. Let's see, what did you guys vote for, by the way, for the shirt color? Looks like we got cyan. Oh, it's actually a really close vote. I'll leave the vote going for a little longer for what we want to do for the shirt color, because I do have a couple rounds where we can wait. And then we got to get started voting on what our next giant pattern should be. Speaking of, let's go back into the past and look at some other patterns that we made last year while we crochet and we talk. So one of the big patterns from last year that I really liked, that I personally don't think got enough attention. You might disagree with me, because we did a whole... Did we do a whole challenge? Yeah, I think we did a whole challenge about these. Yes, of course we did a whole challenge about these. I forgot. But pet rocks. We crocheted pet rocks for our year last year. It was our first pattern in our Woolly Woods season. By the way, Woolly Woods season, can we all agree? Maybe the best season yet. Maybe the best season yet for designs. And it sounds funny to say that the pet rock is like one of my favorite designs, but it is so cool, and I just love it. So pet rocks was one of the first patterns of, I think actually one of the first patterns of the year. I think the first pattern of the year was our kiwi bird, but Pet Rock was really, really cool. I loved it. And I don't know. I just feel like it didn't get nearly enough. It didn't get enough credit. That poor Pet Rocks. But we did do a challenge for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. We're going to pull through this one. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay, so we made Pet Rocks, and I think they were so cool, and we made so many customizations for those Pet Rocks, including those little that little frog that we looked at earlier. We designed what else did we design for those Pet Rocks? We designed mushrooms and butterflies, and I made a tutorial for how to add moss to your Pet Rock, or how to add little patches of grass. It was a very customizable pattern, which is why I think it didn't get nearly enough love, because I thought it was just so cool. Yeah, so Pet Rocks. I don't know if anybody else thinks that that they liked Pet Rocks a lot, but I thought that was really fun, and it was a great pattern to just get started in crocheting too, which I'm always trying to create new ways for people to just like get into crochet, you know? So I think the Pet Rock was kind of the perfect pattern for that. And I'm excited to see what else we designed this year. I mean, bugs specifically, like what kind of bug is going to be our beginner pattern for that season? You know, every season I do at least one pattern that's just in case you've never crocheted before, you can get started with, you know, whatever the first pattern in the season is. So I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think is going to be the easiest bug to make? I'm kind of thinking like butterflies or bees maybe could be like a good introduction to crochet pattern. But we'll see. We'll see what this old noggin of mine comes up with. Spiders, I think I might do spiders for a bug season, but the problem is there is a big like no spiders rule in this house. Jules is got arachnophobia big time. So I've never really crocheted a spider for that reason. I actually really like spiders personally, but I respect that my wife is terrified of spiders, so we don't make too many spiders. That being said, I did get the A-OK from her to make a spider for our bug season. I just am not allowed to put them everywhere in the house like I would for most things. So yeah, we probably will do spiders, honestly. No, where is the crab pattern? Crab pattern is probably going to be the first pattern that comes out this year. I'm trying to come out with it ASAP to basically like really finish up the Amigurumi season, because I feel like the Amigurumi season didn't get enough patterns. So we want to make one more big pattern for the Amigurumi season. So I'm working on it is basically the answer to that. I really shouldn't have shown you guys that pattern so soon because I got so many people requesting it, but it needed a lot of work before I showed you it. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's taking me so long, but I will be getting that crab out ASAP. It is high priority for me, so just so you know. Okay, so that is the Pet Rock. Let's talk about another past pattern before I talk about a future project that I'm really excited about this year. Another future project outside of the bugs. Although we can keep talking about bugs if you want to keep talking about bugs. I'll talk about bugs all day long. By the way, our little gnome is coming together here. He's got his hat. We're working on his little face crochet right now, and then we're gonna crochet his clothes after this. So if you want to vote on what type of shirt our gnome should be wearing, then don't forget to check out the vote that's going on in the horizontal live stream chat right now. Okay, so what else did we make last year? Let's look at just another pattern here. You know what, let's move patterns away that we've talked about. So we talked about the Pet Rock. I'm going to move them off screen. Next one to talk about, let's go with, let's go with the pine cones, because I thought the pine cones also were one of those patterns last year that I just feel like I didn't, maybe I just didn't give it enough like love or something, but it really, in my opinion, deserved a lot more credit also. So where are the pine cones? Oh, well, here's one. So here's one pine cone. And they look, I mean, first off, they just look straight, it looks straight up like a pine cone, which is, I think, so cool. It's also made with no sewing, which is so cool. And even more cool than that, like, and I teach how to make it in, how to add a face if you want to. It's customizable, so you can add a face. This is the one I actually made for my mom. She let me borrow it so I could show it off on the live stream. But not only all that, but it also was a bag, which, where is the bags? I don't have one that's a normal color. Wait, hold on. For some reason, where is that little guy? Oh well. I don't know why, but I can't find my... I have a multiple bags, pinecone bags. Unfortunately, all I have right now to show is this one, which is not obviously brown, but it's a pinecone bag, and this is where I actually keep little goblins. I have 2 of these filled with goblins. So you can, it teaches how to turn that pinecone into an actual pinecone pouch that you can use. You can use it for like a big pouch like this, or you can make a small pouch to make it into like a dice bag, which is also really, really cool. So anyhow, pinecones, again, didn't get enough credit, in my opinion. What did you guys think about that? Let's see. West Coast Baits and Boats said that they made a pinecone bag 2 days ago. That is amazing. Takoyaki, hello Takoyaki. Hello, Happy New Year. Takoyaki says that the audio might be a bit off. Is that the case with multiple people here? Or is it just the audio is choppy? What is wrong with me? Okay. We have made a vote. We have voted. Oh, you voted on blue. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Okay, well, we'll go make a blue t-shirt. I thought cyan was going to win, honestly, but blue works too. I'm cool with that. It is choppy. Yeah, I don't really know how to fix my audio right now. Here's a question for you. Is the music also choppy, or is it just my voice? I'm going to turn up the music and turn my voice off just to see. Okay, I think that was long enough to test. Is it the audio from the music, or is it all of it? Just the voice. Okay. That's annoying. Let's see if I can't fix that. Let's give it one more shot to see if I can fix it. Okay. All right, let's see. I just tried to turn it on and off again, so we'll see how that works. And in the meantime, let's keep making this gnome. All right, so we're on to round 8, by the way, if you're also crocheting along with me. Okay, let's do... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more pattern from the past year before we talk about one of the gigantic new projects, another one of the gigantic new projects for this year. So we talked about the book. Ignore what I just said. We talked about the next season bugs, is what I meant to say. Let's talk about a past pattern. So one of the other patterns from our Woolly Woods season that I really, really am proud of is the Sorry, I'm flustered now. One of the other patterns from this season. So we did a few patterns actually this in last year that were collaboration patterns. Now I kind of wish I did more collaboration patterns, but it's just really hard to manage collaboration patterns, to be completely honest. But that being said, our collaboration patterns from last year I really liked and actually work really well with our next bug season too. So it's probably going to be part of our bug season, not like part of the bug season, but you know, some of the alternative patterns in the bug season. We made snails. This was a pattern from Curious Papaya, aka Amy, who designed snails for our Woolly Woods season, and it was so cool. Specifically loved the way that we made the frill on the bottom. I thought that was really, really neat. So I really liked our little snails. They were really fun. And then the other really cool one that we designed with a collaborator was our fireflies that was made by Sir Pearl Grey, aka Philip, who designed these really cool fireflies. We made a bunch of different kinds of fireflies. We made one named, I think his name was Mel A. Tonin, which was really cool. Yeah, so I really liked our fireflies. I loved the snails, of course, and I thought they were really, really cool. So, yes, shout out to Amy and Philip. Thank you for helping with those patterns last year, and I expect we'll probably be doing more collaborations with them and maybe some other new crocheters this year. I just kind of need to get my butt in gear when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay. You heard a chicken. I'm not a chicken. I ain't no chicken. Okay. No. Oh no, Twiz does not like the idea of doing bugs. Well, that's all right. DK Indiana wants us to restart from the very beginning so they can crochet along with us. I'm sorry, but I am going pretty slow. Maybe we can catch up. We're not doing a tutorial right now, but there is a full tutorial for everything we're making at clubcrochet.com. So if you do want to crochet what we're crocheting today, you can find it at clubcrochet.com. All right. Now we're going to change over to our pants. Now I'm going to make the executive decision at this point on what to do with the pants. I'm going to say that we're doing brown for our pants because it works really well with our... Well, you know what? I won't make the executive decision. I'm going to let you vote on it because that's the whole point here. So let's go do another vote here. So what color for the pants? So we can do brown, we can do orange, we can do red, we could do, I don't know, what's a good complementary color with, I guess we could do green. Okay, so go ahead and vote on that on the horizontal chat, and we'll do that in just a second. I'm also going to go ahead and add our eyes, and then we'll talk a little bit more about a new project that we're working on that I'm very, 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 very excited to share. It's kind of a two-pronged project. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's the right spot for the eye. And then one eye right here. Oh, I actually really don't like this eye because it's got like crumbles all over it. So let's drop another one. There we go. Okay. All right, what was I saying? I forget what I was saying, you guys. Oh, big project. The doy. Okay, so this is a huge project, and I'm not really ready to share everything about it, but I am just about ready to get it to start testing it. I've been testing it a lot with myself, like, oh my god, so much myself, but I will need some new testers, and I'm probably going to throw an email this weekend to ask for people that would be interested in testing it. And what am I even talking about right now? I'm being so mysterious. So you know what? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Oh, I'm so excited to share this, you guys. So I was thinking a lot. Last year, we came out with Lava Run. Lava Run, super cool board game where you're helping a dinosaur escape a volcano. Out now, go purchase Lava Run. It's great. And it's really fun. And before that, we came out with Stitched, War You Can Craft. And I will say Stitched, I would say it's still in beta mode. I don't technically consider Stitched like out. But it is another game, a crochet-based game. Now this time I was like, I want to do another game. It's time. I want to come out with another game. I really like making games. I think it's so much fun. And what do we want to do for our next game? I could do... I have a whole bunch of ideas that are all like currently in their prototype version. I've got one where you're an octopus and a squid trying to eat pirate ships. I got one where you're gnomes and goblins and you battle each other in a giant field. Those ones I probably will release like a playtest sometime soonish, maybe. They just need a little bit more work before I'm ready for that. But I want to do something bigger. I think it's time to do something big. And I was like, it's fun to have patterns that are in a specific theme. Games that are in a specific theme. But I kind of want a game where anything that I crochet can be a playable piece in the game. And so I thought a lot about that. And I was like, okay, what are we going to make? How is this game gonna work? What is this game where anything can be a piece? And then it hit me like a bag of rocks in the middle of the night, and I finally made that decision. Okay, we're gonna let that vote go a little bit more while I talk about this. This year, again, this is just a soft announcement just for the live stream. So if you're watching this, like, keep an eye. Anyhow, I'm doing too much prep. This time, we're making trading cards. We're making a trading card game. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I've been testing this out a lot. Now, let me show you the test here. Now, again, guys, keep in mind, this is ultra prototype. I'm only sharing this with the live stream right now. We're going to be doing a bigger announcement next week. I'm going to be looking for testers for this game. We've been working a lot on this. So it's got a lot of, it actually has had a lot of progress already. But let me just show the back of the cards first here. This is my test. I just finished this last night for my new playing card game that's going to be coming out this year called Battle Goomies. This is very, very, very cool. Again, please keep it on the DL and just don't it's gonna be cool. We're gonna be doing a playtest next week. I'm actually should probably not be talking about the title of this game as much right now, but that's okay, whatever. I'm just gonna talk about it anyhow. Battle Goomies. It's a new trading card game that we're designing that uses crochet as your pieces. Now, I'm going to show one card. I'll tell you what. We'll show one card right now, and then maybe we'll show some other cards later. There's going to be a lot of characters, though. As you can tell, this is not even half of the cards. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of characters. But let's go ahead and randomly choose one, and we'll look at it. Let me make sure it's a good card to show you. Perfect. That one's great. Okay. So, for example, we got Houtini. Houtini, the owl. A little burb. A burb is a character in this game. And they've got a whole bunch of stats. There's health. There's might. That's your, strength. We got wit. That's your smarts. And then we got your speed. Each one's got different abilities. There's a price for them. I even have... Now, this probably is going to be taken out later, but I even have a little fun little flair of something that they say. So this one says, who, what, who, where, who, which are just funny little things that I wrote for them. There's a lot more about this than just it's a playing card game. I've been testing out a lot. So this is coming out this year. It's coming out this year. And I'm really, really, really excited about it. And honestly, it kind of works stupid well, like really well. I'm very, very excited to share it. We're going to be announcing a playtest for it this weekend, or probably early next week, because this game needs a lot of testing just to make sure that all the characters are balanced and everything is working right. But yeah, that's the big announcement. We're doing trading cards this year. I'm so stinking excited. If you got questions on it, which I'm sure you probably do, please hit me up in the chat right now and let me know if you have any questions. I will say each trading card will the plan here. I should say everything is like up in the air. You know, I don't know any. I don't have any solid answers for you until it actually comes out. But I'll tell you the plan is that every card will include a little code that you can use to untangle the pattern on the website. So if you buy a booster pack of cards or you buy like the whole deck of cards, you get all the patterns for each card that you get. So it's going to be really cool. I'm really, 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 really stinking excited about it. I've been playing it a bunch. I truly think it might be the best game I've made, and I've been making a lot of games, so I'm very excited. Totally going to be holographics, definitely going to be rarity cards. We're for sure I've got big plans for how the cards are going to be released and stuff. I don't want to make it like, I don't really want to make it like Pokemon or Magic or something like that, where you don't know what you're going to get in a pack of cards, because I kind of hate the fact that, like, I don't want to like make it so you're buying a bunch of packs looking for that specific card. I'm cool with that for rarities, but I kind of want it to be like, I don't know. I just don't want people to basically like waste money getting the same cards over and over again, kind of like how you do in Pokemon. Like if you buy Pokemon, it's like, oh, I got another energy card that I don't need, or oh, I got this specific, you know, character that like I already have like 15 of them. So I don't really want to. I want to make there be a way that you don't have to worry too much about the characters. You can get every character in the game. And then we can release other booster packs later and stuff with new characters. And yeah, anyhow, I'm super, like, really, 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 really excited about this game. It is coming out this year. The plan is to come out with it in the fall. So we have some time to test it. We also are going to have to... you know, obviously I got to do a lot of manufacturing planning and like printing and all this other stuff when it comes to that. But the plan is to do basically a backer kit, a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign for this in probably late summer will be the campaign. This time for a campaign, the plan will be that the game will be shipped out before the end of the year to people. So my goal here is to make a game, do the crowdfunding campaign, and get everything shipped out before the end of the year. So it's pretty lofty goals, and I'm very, very excited about it. I think you're really, really, really gonna like it. It truly is. It's very special to me. I think it's really cool. So I think you're gonna love it. I'm very excited to talk more about it later. Maybe we'll look at other cards later. I'm definitely going to be starting to test the game out a lot. I'll be doing a lot of play testing on live streams. So if you wanted to watch that, I won't be doing it on Club Crochet's channel, most likely. I'll probably be doing it on my alternative channel, Louie's Loops, which is my other YouTube channel. Here, you know, I'll comment on the Louie's Loops channel really quick so you can see. Let's see here. There we go. So I just commented in the chat with my Louie's Loops handle. So that is one of the big plans for this year. It's gonna be big. I'm telling you. It's gonna be a big thing. So if you're interested in that, you think that's cool, well, you know what to do. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that stuff. Join the email list if it's something that you think that you'd like to test out. I'm going to be looking for a wave. Like, we're going to be doing probably 4 or 5 waves of testers, testing out a bunch of different cards. different characters that you can play with, and just how the game works in general. So if you're interested in testing that out, what you need to do is join my email list and make sure that you see the emails coming through, because that's how I'm going to be like looking for testers, is through my email list. So if you are not sure if you're getting the emails, look in your email inbox from for Club Crochet, star some emails, maybe even reply to some emails, and then it'll get higher up in your inbox so that you don't miss it. Because I will say we're only going to be choosing a small amount of people for each playtest, because I'm not going to be releasing this out to everybody as a playtest. So yeah, early playtests will only be a small handful of people. If you want to be one of those handful of peoples, then you need to be responding to that email pretty much right away, because I think it's going to fill up pretty fast. So yeah, that's all the gist there. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions about the game. Takoyaki said like a pre-assembled deck. There will be a deck to start off the game. There'll be like a first deck, you know, like a standard deck or something, and that's going to be your initial deck that'll have most of your characters, or like the first, I think it's going to be 60, so it's going to be like the first 60 characters come in the first deck, and then we'll probably be releasing like a decent amount of expansion packs and stuff like that, or you know, like booster packs and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be very cool. All you need to do to learn more about it, though, is stick around and like, subscribe, and yeah. I'm also probably going to be doing a lot of videos where I'm talking about the design process for this game, because I think it'd be a lot of fun to kind of document the process of making a trading card game. So look out for that on my Louis Loops channel as well. I'm going to probably be making another channel that's specific for Battle Goomies, so look out for a new channel being created where I'll post more videos about like everything about the game, and yeah, all the characters. Like I said, there's a lot of characters. A lot of them are patterns that we've already made, but that are all getting facelifts. Every pattern that's coming out with this game, by the way, is going to be like get a new basically a new draft. So we're going to kind of like be updating it for this game. So look out for like that Houdini burb one that you saw. That's a great example of one where like it's going to get a facelift. There's going to be like a little bit, maybe a modification on the pattern, but regardless, it's going to be kind of like an updated pattern. So I'm very excited about all that. Okay, let me, I'll be like, count me down. 15 seconds. I need to go get white yarn. 13. 12. 3, 2, 1. I'm back. That was 15 seconds, I think. I think that was a pretty solid 15. Okay, so we got white yarn for our beard. I figured we wanted to do our beard in white, but maybe I should have voted on that. Yeah, I think maybe I should have... maybe I should have voted on this. What do you guys think? Do you think we should do a different color for the beard? Yeah, we'll do this. White, brown, gray. Actually, that's good. White, brown, or gray. Okay, there we go. That'll give our vote. White, brown, or gray for the beard of our little mini gnome that we're making. And then we're also going to need to vote on our next pattern that we're going to make today. Now, I don't want it to be too big, whatever we make for our second one, because we're already an hour in. I don't want to be crocheting till 8 p.m. personally. So let's see. What other patterns could we do today? Well, let's look at some other patterns that we came out with this year. Some bigger patterns this year, we made, well, this is not that big, but we made toucan burbs. We did come out with a new burb this year, our toucan, which was really fun. We actually designed this live on our live streams. So that was a really cool burb. They got this little butt, a little fiery butt too. And of course, like I said, they are a burb. So they have the burby features. I love the toucan though. I think that, you know what, it was about time that we came out with a toucan, you know what I mean? So we'll probably be doing a new burb this year. Maybe a few actually. Actually, I guarantee we're going to be making a few new burbs this year. So if you got ideas for burbs that you want to see this year, let me know in the chat or in the comments. Someone asks, Nutty Giraffe asks, can I tell you where I buy my little strong magnets? So I use these. They're called neodymium magnets. I actually just find them on craft stores or on Amazon. You can find them like all over the place. eBay is also a good option for finding these, but they're all over the place. But what you're looking for specifically are neodymium magnets. That's what it's called. Neo diminium. I don't know how to spell that. DY something. And if you get them, I use size, I think this is 2 millimeters in depth by 12 millimeters in diameter. So that's the size I use, and I usually use 3 of them per amigurumi. I like getting them this size though, so I can kind of choose how many magnets needs to go in the crochet. So there's your tip on how to get little mini magnets. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, we got a tie vote. Tie vote 47-47 on which color we want to make our beard for our gnome. So still vote now on what color you want to make our gnome's beard. Wow, we got 47 viewers on our... Wow, we got a lot of people watching right now on both streams. That's pretty cool. Hey, if you're watching, give this video a like and subscribe down below. Okay, well, if we do brown, which it looks like the vote's kind of going towards the brown color for a beard. I'm just going through my yarn looking for a better color of brown. This is good. Okay, so if we use brown, we'll use this brown so that it's kind of like, it's just like a little bit furry. Yeah, so that looks just a little bit cleaner. So maybe we'll use this for the beard if we choose brown. We're still voting though, brown and, well, you know, we hit over 20. Let's go ahead and end the poll. All right, so we're gonna do brown yarn. Let's see, what are we gonna do for our next pattern? I think we could make a seal. I don't think it's impossible to do seal. We could do a new... We could do a seal. We could do a pine cone. We could do a pet rock. Actually, that's kind of fun. Pet rock, seal, pine cone. What were some other good patterns this year? I don't think we have enough time for a gnome home, unfortunately. Well, actually, we can make a very simplified gnome home. So, simple gnome home, pine cone pouch, seal, gnome home, pine cone pouch, seal. What's the last one? Oh, pet rock. Okay, that's what our vote's gonna be. Oh, or mini goblin. Okay, yeah. I'll throw goblin in there too. What to crochet next? If we do a mini, then I'll do more than one. So goblin, pine cone, pet rock, or seal, pup. Yeah, we'll just do a little seal if we do seal. Okay, so that's the vote for our next crochet today. And we already voted on what beard color we want to do. So we're going to do a brown beard. And I've got this fuzzy brown, so this will be kind of fun. So let's go ahead. I'll just grab a little bit of this. I don't think we need too much. That should be good. And let's go ahead and add this beard. And talk about some other big news from last year. Let's see. We made a lot of different patterns. We also did a lot of challenges. So last year we came out with, I think 2 challenges last year. And that was our challenges for crocheting a pet rock. So everybody crocheted their own pet rock, and then we all voted on the winner. And then we also did a challenge for crocheting hermit crabs. So those were our 2 big challenges for last year. We're going to do more challenges this year, no doubt. Like, absolutely, we're going to be up in the challenges. I'd like to do more than 2. I don't know what the challenges are going to be. I guarantee you, one challenge will be bug related for our season of bugs. Another challenge will probably be related to that game that I was just talking about. So expect those 2. I mean, we might even be able to do a challenge where like you make, like the community makes a card. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Anyhow, so that's kind of part of the idea for next year is a decent amount more challenges. Oh yes. Wait, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Classic Louis losing his train of thought. We're putting a lot of effort. I'm putting a lot of effort into that game that I was talking about because I really want it to be good. I don't want it to just be like, oh, that's cool. I want to collect all my trading cards for my these crochets. I also want it to be like fun to play. So I'm really putting a lot of effort into the actual gameplay of the game. And in addition to that, we're also I'm also going to be reaching out to other crocheters to make characters for the game. So expect some characters that are made from maybe some other crochet channels that you might really like. So I'm going to be reaching out to them this year too. I'm trying to be more transparent this year about what I'm doing and what I'm planning. I do need to be a little careful about that because sometimes I tell you I'm going to come out with something and then it takes me forever, like the little crab pattern. That's a great example of one where it's like, yeah, I do want to come out with that. It is something I'm working on. I probably shouldn't have shared it so soon because now I disappointed a lot of people. Like I know West Coast Bait Boats is in the chat right now and they've been asking for that crab pattern pretty much every live stream. And you know, I'm doing my best. It's just I got so many different projects I'm working on, so it's kind of hard. Actually, someone else asked something. Oh, the mini dinos. Yeah, I've got to work on those pretty much ASAP. So the goal here is, in order of release, it's I'm going to be working on the crab first, and then I'll work on the mini dinos. And then we'll be working on some new things as well. So that's the goal. Hey, this guy's beard is looking freaking good, by the way. Look at how slick he's looking. I think he might need like something else that's special about him too. What do we think? But that beard looks cool. It looks wise. That nice. Let's see. Oh, someone said, what did you use the big blue pine cone for? Well, oh, what brand of yarn did I use to make that? I used I think I used Bernat blanket yarn for that one. Yeah, I'm actually positive I used Bernat blanket yarn for that. Hey, that gnome's looking pretty cute, I gotta say. I like him. Alright, I think he's essentially done. Oh, let me just tighten. I just want to tighten this one beard hair. So I think to tighten that beard hair, I need to tighten this side. And then I tighten here. And then we loosen a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so now we just need a double knot, cut, and then move on to our next crochet for the day. And I wonder what we're making. What do you think we're gonna make? Oh, let's talk about live streams too, actually, for this next year. A purple bow tie? I don't think you're gonna see a bow tie because his beard is, unless we put this bow tie over his beard, which feels kind of weird. I think it's maybe a little late for the bow tie. But we could do a bow in his hat. Or... yes. Oh, totally, dude. I actually didn't say that, but I would love to do that. Oh, did I see your Pod Person compilation this year? I did not, Takoyaki. I need to check that out. Oh my gosh, is that on your Instagram? I'll check that out later. All right, there's our little gnome. I like him. I think his... Let's see if we can kind of fill in the center part a little bit more. There you go. Nice. And of course he's got a magnet in his bum. So we can keep him hidden in certain things. So we'll put him back here. We do need names for him, so give me some name suggestions. And I'll just write them down. I'll just keep track here. So if you have a name suggestion, go ahead and give me a name, and I'll put it on this this paper, and then we'll vote on my 4 favorites. So once we have 4 that I really like, I'll do the vote. Okay. What are we making next, team? What did you decide? What have we decided? Oh, there's only 19 votes. I'll wait a second longer. Let's look at some other patterns that we did this year then. Or maybe we could look at... Oh, that's right. We want to talk about live streams next year. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, so last year, 2025, we did 51 live streams. I would say that's a lot. I would say that is a pretty good amount. Sorry, there we go. Good amount of live streams. I would like this year to do more than that, though. So my goal this year is to do more than 50 streams. Obviously, we want to do crochet alongs. I definitely want to do more play alongs. So I want to be playing Lava Run with you guys a little bit more, and showing you this new game I'm making. Maybe we'll play Stitched this year. Maybe we'll look at some other games that I'm working on. So expect some playtest games. And then expect some more movie nights. I think I want to get way more into movie nights, and maybe even not movie nights, but maybe even like the book and hook club. So maybe bringing the book club back. I think that'd be really fun. So expect something like that. Ooh, my neck. Wow, I'm crickety cracketing. All right. Okay, can you see the sea lions? Absolutely. So the sea lions actually were a really fun pattern this year. Because it's made, look at this. Look at this. This is our sea lion. This guy's name is Cliff, the sea lion. And he's based off of sea lions that I saw in San Francisco when I lived there for a long time. And what's really cool about them is that they're made without any sewing. This whole little dude is made in one piece with no sewing. Isn't that amazing? I'm really proud of that. But what's really cool about these sea lions is that I made alternative versions of it. So there's the classic sea lion, as this guy, Cliff here. And then we had an elephant seal which is kind of like the same thing, but you add a little nose to it, and you don't do those little, like, that little face thing instead. And then the other one is, the last one is another customization for the sea lions, which was a walrus, which also definitely did not get nearly enough credit for last year. But this walrus is very cool. So I actually think we're going to be doing some crochet alongs for the walrus this year. I think that would be a really smart idea. So maybe we'll do a crochet along for a walrus. Actually, maybe we'll do that pretty soon, like this month. I don't know, but I loved this pattern. I think truly it was top tier. Very, very cool. It used so many different techniques. I made the fins using a technique I learned from Amy, Curious Papaya. I made the body here using a technique that I learned when I designed my baby brontosaurus pattern. So it goes out like that, but without any sewing. The face thing, this is kind of like things that I've learned using bobble stitches. So there's a lot that goes into we even use spiked bobbles for his little tail. So it's a really cool pattern. Okay. Speaking of cool patterns, let's end our poll and see what we're crocheting. We got 24 votes, and we are making goblins. All right, cool. That means that we're making extra minis, so that's cool. Let's do it. You know I love a good goblin. You know I love a goblin. Okay, so while I'm crocheting our goblin here, I totally could use suggestions on how. Hold on, I'm opening the pattern now. For some reason, every time I type gobbling in my... Oh, it's because it thinks I'm saying, like, gobbling. Got it. It always mistypes it. Like, it autocorrects it wrong. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. The surfer one? This guy. This dude. Yes, we made him on our live stream. He looks so cool. He's a sea lion, but he's also like a lifeguard. And look, we gave him this funny little Speedo. And he's even got this, what's it called? What's the word? Life preserver. And I forgot, he's also got a 6-pack. I forgot about the 6-pack. That's so funny. What a fun design. We made some really, really cool patterns in live streams this year. Like, really, really cool. Someone says make a goblin that looks like Santa Claus. I don't want to make a Santa Claus. Christmas already passed. Oh my gosh, Zoe made another version of that sea lion that's his girlfriend, and it's so good. You need to check out. If you haven't seen Zoe's Instagram, Zoe, feel free to share your Instagram in the chat. You definitely should check out Zoe's Instagram and see the other sea lion that she made. It looks so fun. Okay, name suggestions. We did get some name suggestions. I saw one. Jack? All right. We have a Jack already, but... Well, no, we don't have a Jack. That's a gnome, though. So, again, we need names, suggestions for this gnome. Name our gnome. So, we got Jack. Ooh, I love the idea of doing a Cupid one. A Cupid? That would be funny. A goblin wizard. A bigger goblin. No, we're doing the little goblins. I want to do little goblins. I have bigger goblins. Actually, you know what? Real quick. Let me put this right here because I wanted to show you this thing. Ooh, Fitz is a great name. So, another thing... Where is he? So, my birthday. My birthday's coming up. It's actually in 9 days. It's in 9 days. On January 18th is my birthday. And last year for my birthday, we did a live stream crochet along where we made a bunch of goblins. And we made this guy. Do you guys remember him? Oh my gosh, he's so cool. His name was Archimold Crustbutt. I think. Archimold Crustbutt. If anybody can remember the name, let me know. And he had a little puppy who is right here. Here's the little puppy. So we made this for my birthday last year on a live stream, and it was so cool. So this year, I think I want to make another something. So I think we're going to be doing a live stream for our, for my birthday, where probably make more goblins, because I just love making goblins. That's my idea, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe we could do something different. We'll do it next week. Okay, so someone said Fitz, and then there was another name. Hold on, let me look. Let me scroll up. Another name suggestion was... Oh, did I miss it? Oh, no, it was... Oh, Little Boy Blue. Sure, I'll put that on there. Little... Oh, wait, no, that's great. I love Homer. Okay, wait, I need like one more really good name. So, if anybody's got a good name... Proper Crust. I think it was Proper Crust, right? Okay, anyhow, let's make a little baby goblin here. I like the idea of making a wizard goblin. I think a wizard goblin's fun. We did make a wizard goblin last year, actually. Let me show you that. Where is he? I have him in my... Hold on, I have like a collection of little miniatures that I crocheted. Where'd I put that? Huh. You know what? I don't know where it is. Oh, there. This guy. This was one of the goblins that we made last year. A wizard goblin. I'm fine with doing another wizard, personally. So if we want to make another wizard, we totally can. But this was the wizard that we made last year. I can't remember what his name was. Anybody remember? Oh, no, it was something like Gandalf or Dumbledore. Grumbledore? Was it Grumbledore? I can't remember. Someone remembers. Someone in the chat definitely remembers. But anyhow, we could do another wizard. Do you want to do a wizard? Yep, January 18th. That's my birthday. Oh, that's a good name too. Yeah, I'm gonna do another. You know what? I want another wizard goblin. I think that's fun. Let's do it. Let's do a witch though. We did a wizard. Let's do a witch goblin. That'd be kind of fun. Do I want it to be? Let's do brown hat. So we'll do a witch with a brown hat, like a creepy witch. Maybe we can even do like a faded eye on it or something. That could be kind of fun. Like, we'll put a little bit of extra effort into this goblin. All right, so making a little tiny witchy goblin is what we're making right now. What? I love that. I love it. Witch goblin? Sure. Oh, you know what? Didn't we learn? You know what? Hold on. Backing up. This. Okay, so this was one of our live stream crochet alongs that we made last year, and I made this hat, this witch hat. Let's see if I can replicate how I made that witch hat. Does anybody remember how I made it? Did I write it down? Oh, I don't know if I wrote it down. Where would I have written that down? Where would it be written down? Let's see if I can just recreate it. So it was spiked bobble. It was... Oh, I think I remember now. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spiked bobble, and then just single crochets all the way around. Nope, then 2 increases there. Let's see if I can remember. Let's see. Let's just try. I'll just try to like recreate it. Ooh, freckles. Yes, let's add freckles to it. I love that idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do a spiked bobble here at the back. And try that. Because I think it was a spiked bobble. Yeah, I'm sure it was a spiked bobble. I just can't remember what my pattern was. If anybody remembers what the pattern is, feel free to put it in the chat. Here we go. I really should have written it down when I made it. Pull that nice and tight. And then we'll keep going around. I think we'll start here. Maybe I should have started with it. Wait, hold on. For some reason, I feel like I did it. Sorry, it's just really hard to see this in the lighting that I'm in. Oh, you know what? It was spiked bubble, and then I ended on a single. So this is the first stitch. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8 was right there. And then there's another round of 8s. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna do this again from the start. Oh, we need another name. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Takoyaki's coming in clutch. We got 2 single crochets, 1 spiked bobble, and then probably what? 3 more single crochets after that? I'm gonna guess. It might be 3 single crochets. No, this makes sense. 2 single crochets, spiked bobble. Yeah, I think I'm starting to remember. That. Boom. Okay. Okay. So 2 single crochets, spiked bobble, and then I think it was just another, yeah, 3 single crochets, and then apparently I increased to 9, which is kind of crazy. I would think that I would increase to 8, but that's all right. We can try that. Okay, so there's the start of our little hat. And then we're going to increase up again. Ooh, Grumblegood. That's a good name. Kaylin, you can always make a suggestion for the website. Please, please. I'm all ears all the time when it comes to suggestions for the website. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm going to increase to 9. I think I'm just going to increase to 8. 1, 2, and then 3, and then 8. Wait, did I do this wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 stitches right now. Why do I only have 5 stitches? Hold on. Back it up. Oh, because I only did 2 after my spike bubble. I was supposed to do 3. Okay. So 1 more stitch there. Solve all of our problems. Wow, this pattern's starting off rocky. That's all right. That's all right. We got to start somewhere. There we go. Oh, yes, totally. I love that. Okay, yes, I can totally get that. I've actually had that thought too, Kaylin. So Kaylin said, can we get a button that resets all the check boxes to blank? So if you're making multiple patterns, you don't have to uncheck them all yourself. I love that idea, Kaylin. Yeah, I will throw it over to our web developer that can help me make that into a reality. Okay, so I'm not doing up to 9. I'm going to do it up to 8 instead. So I'm going to make this one a little bit different than our first time we made this hat. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want it to fit this goblin well and like be in the right positions. So I'm going to increase up to 8 instead of to 9, which looks pretty good already. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm just going to do a round of single crochets. So we're going to make it a little taller probably as well. Yeah. You know? Should I do it taller? Yeah, we'll do it taller. Just slightly. So we're going to just do a round of single crochets here. Yes, I love that idea. I will pass that idea over to Jimmy right after this. By the way, if you ever have ideas like that for the website or just in general, like, hey, you should make this pattern or whatever, you can always email me. There's an email at the bottom of the website. I think it's at the bottom of the website where you can report a bug or like make a suggestion or something. You can also always, wait, let's see, you can email me. Oh, that's right. If you're on a pattern in the pattern palette, that's that thing that scrolls with you when you're on a pattern. There's also an option to like provide feedback there as well. Or you can just let me know in the live streams. That also totally works. So I'm cool with either way. Thank you for the suggestion, Kaylin. I really appreciate you even caring and thinking about it. Yeah, really appreciate it. See you later, Takayaki. Thanks so much for joining. First stream of the year. Ooh, Sydney. Yes, that's our last name suggestion. Sydney. I like Sydney. Yes, that was a suggestion from Lupa on the portrait mode version of this. So we're going to vote for that now. Name suggestions for our little tiny gnome here. Our vote is between Jack, Fitz, Homer, and Sydney. So those are your name suggestions. Jack, Fitz, Homer, and Sydney. Okay. Now on this next round, I'm going to increase up to 8 now. I'll do here. And then yeah. Okay, so I did the increases a little bit like lopsided so that they're more in the back. That way it's kind of like tilting forward just a little bit. Is this long enough for the hat is the question. I mean, it's big enough for the hat, but is it long enough for the hat? I mean, obviously I still need to do a brim. I think that is long enough. Yeah, I think we can do a brim now. Okay, so I want to do a big brim for this. Because, you know, it's a witch. Actually, maybe I should just go over to... No. Well... Yeah, okay, I'm going to take this last stitch out. And we're going to do it from here. Okay, chain one, and we're going to do... I'll do a single in the first, but we're going to do a slightly, like, thicker brim here by doing half double crochets instead of singles. And should we increase it up to yeah, let's do an increase also. 3, 4, oh, you know what? I don't think I was supposed to increase up to 10 so quick. Well, whatever. Right? Whatever, we can... I think we can make this work. I mean, this hat is super cool, though. This looks like... It's looking like a sorting hat from Harry Potter. Like a little itty-bitty sorting hat. So far. But we'll see how this goes. Hello, Tammy. Tammy says hi on the portrait chat. Okay. And we'll do an increase right here. And then a single crochet right here to... Well, should I do it as a slip stitch or a single crochet? Yeah, we'll do a slip stitch like that. So that way the hat has a pretty solid brim. Yeah, I think that was good. Yeah, they can grow into it. Exactly, exactly. You're so smart. Okay, do we want to make it like have a buckle and stuff? Nah, right? We don't need a buckle. I think what we can, if we want to do anything later on, we can add, what's the word? We can add like stitches and stuff to it to make it look like kind of like a worn down hat. That feels like a goblin's witchy hat. Like, I don't think a goblin, for some reason I just don't think a goblin would have a buckle on their hat. It'd be like, what's the point of a buckle? this end in. And there we go. All right, let's see what we got to work with here. Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, so there's our witch's hat. And we're going to make this straight up attached to our goblin, I think. I don't think we're going to make it and then add this to the goblin. I mean, we could. Like that, we could sew it on. But I could just make it straight out, like I could just start making the goblin so it's all attached in one piece. Which I think might look a little bit cleaner. So let's do that. And we'll just do the face right away. So it's kind of like the face is going to be like under the brim of the hat. So she's kind of like peeking out of the hat, you know? Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be right here. And let's get our green yarn, which I thought I took out. Oh, that's right. I started a goblin and then we went back. Okay. Oh my god, I loved that witch. Blessful Babs. It totally reminds me of that slouchy hat from what is that wizard's name from The Hobbit? Radagast? I think it's Radagast, right? Is that correct? Am I a Tolkien genius right now? Let me know. All out of coffee. We finished it up. Okay. Let's get back to it. So I think we're going to go and pull this screen through. And normally I'd be like, we got to increase the screen up. But that's not the case for this one. We got to add ears and stuff. Or maybe I should do a round of singles and then the ears. No. No, but that means that the face is going to start like right there. We don't want that to be the case. We want the ears to be on the back. So, you know what? Okay, so if we want the ears to be... We want the ears in this goblin to be here and here. Right? So it's ear, and then it's... And then it's one, and then the nose goes right here. I think I want the nose right there. One, ear right there. So if we go... We start back here, so it's at the back of the hat. That's what we're going to try to do. Let's also go ahead and, well, we're going to work around that tail end. So, all right, so we're going to pull a piece of green through this stitch. And there we go. Start in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let me think for just a second. Sorry. Ear. 1. See, the problem is the ear's supposed to go in the same stitch. It's supposed to be an increase with an ear. But we're not doing that because we already increased up too many. So we're going to go right here. Nice. And then we'll do our ear. 1, 2, 3. Let's make them have long ears. 4. And then we're slip stitch over to this. Am I in screen? Hopefully I'm in screen. I'll get a little closer for you. Yeah, we're going to make them have like XL ears. Thank you. Thanks, Zoe. I agree. I think it's a good hat. They got a good hat. All right. And then we'll go into the next stitch right here. And we want to work around our tail end of our brown yarn as I go. So that gets hidden in. That. And then it's 1 stitch. There. That. And then I think we do a nose in our next stitch. we're kind of like customizing this right now, just so that everything like fits in the spaces that we want it to fit in. So we'll do a nose right here. I don't know if this, honestly, I don't know if this is gonna work the way we want it to, but you know, we gotta try something, because I don't want to go back and redo that whole hat, you know. So let's see how this goes. Nice, and then in this next stitch here. One, and then this stitch, then ear, and then one, and then we're done with that round. Correct? Let's see. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. So an ear here, an ear here, here for the ears here. Quick question for the chat. This is what Zoe said in the chat. Zoe says, quick question, if they say woolly bear caterpillar, do you know what I'm talking about? I definitely know what you're talking about. Well, I think I do. The really like fuzzy caterpillars, like they're like black fuzzy caterpillars. They weren't called that where I'm from, but I'm guessing that's what you mean. I don't know, maybe you have different caterpillars than I did when I was a kid. I always assumed they turned into moths, but I never knew, so. Okay, I'm gonna pull that out there, and let's look at this hat, just to make sure that the hat, like, fits correct. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's gonna go, like, right over the eyes like that, too. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, this is gonna be cool. We're gonna need something good for the staff, or, like, the wand or whatever. So, if you got ideas for what we want to do with the staff, like what would a goblin use for a staff? Just like a stick? Maybe just like a really like a knotted stick might be kind of fun. Tiny mushroom on the hat? Heck to the yes, Kaylin. Duh. Absolutely. How did I not think that sooner? You're a genius. Okay. Yes. Yes to a mushroom. Yes to mushrooms in general. Or maybe her staff is a mushroom. Maybe it's like a giant mushroom. Like with a red cap mushroom with like little dots on it. That could be fun too. Oh shoot, I forgot to order those. I wanted to order a bunch of paint, what are they called? Paint pens. Zoe suggested a bunch of paint pens. That would have been really helpful in this instant. Oh well. One ear looks bigger than the other? Nah, they're about the same size. I think. Yeah, they're the same size. It just looks, I think it just looks that way. We'll see in just a second though. So as I get over to this other one. And I think like our last one, I think we're going to try to make the arms green, but the shirt brown or black. What do you think? Brown or black for the shirt, team? I mean, they are a wizard. Maybe purple? Or nah, they're a witch. I think brown. I feel like brown makes the most sense here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm torn a little bit. Okay. But we're on the next round right now, so I need to make a decision. But you can see how this hat is just going to go like, I'm going to fold it over at the very end, like this. And the eyes are going to go on either side of that nose there, and it's just going to be barely hidden under. And hopefully we can create a, hopefully we can add some like freckles, like Kaylin was suggesting, but I don't know. That might be hard. About the black and orange fuzzy guys. Oh, they're black and they're orange? Interesting. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ooh, a midnight blue. Do I have a midnight blue? You know, we should do a vote. I think we should do a vote. Okay, so we're choosing. We've chosen our name for our gnome, by the way. Pretty much all the way. Fitz. This is Fitz. Our newest gnome, Fitz. And actually, his hat also can go down a little bit too, so we can kind of like bend his hat out. I gotta get a better grip on it. There we go. There we go. So there's Fitz. Fitz the gnome. Where Fitz sits. It's it. It's it where Fitz sits. Okay. What were you doing? Wasn't Kaylin that suggested Freckles? Someone suggested Freckles. Okay, start a poll. What color robes for the witch? Goblin. So we could do brown. I'm kind of pro brown, to be honest. But I'm open to the vote. I'll throw purple in there. Because why not? But I also will throw... we'll toss gray in there also. Because I actually don't have a good dark purple. Or dark blue, rather. Okay, so what color for the robes? Brown, black, purple, or gray? Vote now in the chat. While you're voting on that, let's talk about some other patterns that we made last year. Okay, so... I know I said that I think the goblins probably are my favorite pattern last year, and I hold true to that. That is true. But as far as like a bigger pattern last year, what was my favorite one? I think it was the gnome home. The gnome home was so freaking cool, and it had all these customizations, and it just totally changed what I wanted to make with my crochet. Because suddenly it's like, oh, I have this little house for the little gnomes to be in, and stuff like that. I love this pattern. I think it's just so cool, and it doubles as a dice pouch. In my trading card game that I'm working on, a big part of it is rolling dice. So you need a bunch of dice for the game. So it kind of just worked out that I made 5 different kinds of dice pouches last year, and I think we're going to be making a few more dice pouches this year. I want to make. So here's what I'm thinking for dice pouches this year. I want to do one that just looks like a regular pouch, you know, like a little baggie, kind of like a money pouch from Animal Crossing, or a bell pouch, like that. I want to do one just regular, and then I also want to do one that is like a potions bottle. I think a potions bottle would be fun. I was also thinking a dragon's egg would be really fun, and then I can release like a bundle of all of these dice pouches, so you can make whatever kind of dice pouch you want. I also really want to do a dice pouch kit, so I want to do a gnome home kit. That's another goal of this year. Is I want to make a gnome home kit, so I'm going to be working on all these kinds of things this year. But like I said, like I've got a million things that I want to make this year, so you know, wish me luck. Wish me a lot of luck, actually. Okay, let's see. What are we choosing for the shirt here? Yeah, you're all voting purple. All right, purple it is. You know, we gotta love purple. It's the color of Club Crochet, which means it's a good color. It's a good color. All right, so we're gonna do purple for our shirt, or I mean our robes. Do we have any suggestions for... Can we start getting suggestions for a name? Yeah, let's start the suggestions for a name for this little goblin, because I'm going to need like a whole list of them. So if you've got a name suggestion, go for it. You know what? Let's do a Q&A maybe. Will that work? Yeah, let's do a Q&A, because that way I can keep it all in one place. Name our goblin witch. Okay, so there's the Q&A. Name the goblin witch. It'll be easier if you just ask it, if you put it in there, like it says ask something, it's like a Q&A. That'd be the easiest way for you to give me your suggestions for that. So go ahead and just put a comment there. It's only on the horizontal version of this live stream, by the way. So if you're watching it on the portrait mode, switch to the horizontal mode if you want to vote on or if you want to give a name suggestion, or put it in the chat and then we'll just add it for you manually. That's fine too. Ooh, Juliet. Juliet's a good name. I actually don't have a capybara. Surprisingly, Martha, I do not have a capybara that I've crocheted yet. That is a comment from our portrait mode live stream right now, by the way. But I think capybara would be really fun. I love capybaras. I think they're so cute. And also, the biggest rodent? Heck yeah. Love that. Love that. I love giant rodents. A ruse. A rodent of unusual size. Alright, so we want one arm here. And then I think it's what, 4 stitches between arms? Yeah, 4. So 1, 2, 3. This will be 4. We're going to do it so that the purple is on top and the green on the bottom there. I really should have left a longer tail end of this purple, but that's okay. We'll add the sleeves for this arm a little later. Well, it'll just have to be an extra customization. Oh shoot, I also left the green small. I forget that I used the green to make the mouth at this part. Okay, well that's fine. That's another thing that we can fix that. I can fix that. So that would be, actually, you know what? We can fix that right now. Let's do that. How am I going to do this actually? How will I do this? Oh, you know what? We'll do it like this. We'll crochet around this right there, and we'll use this tail end for the mouth. So we'll cut there, cut that long, pull it out, and then we're going to go out through the top of the arm and pull. Yeah, we'll pull this green yarn through. Look at this. We're creating a solution to pull that out, and we'll crochet around that in a second. Okay. So 4 stitches and then our next arm. So we're going to need more green yarn. 1, 2, 3. This will be 4 right there. Get our green tail end again. Ooh, I love guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are so cute. Isn't it crazy that some countries eat guinea pigs? And I'm like, but guinea pigs are cute. Actually, so are cows, to be fair. I think cows are pretty cute. And those get eaten all the time. We be done eating them all the time. There we go. I fixed it. Okay. Green for the arm. 1 and 2. That. Skip to my loo. And then back to purple. We're going to use that purple in a second. But before that, we need this green to go all the way across for a mouth. So sometimes I just like to cross it over like that. And then we'll pull it through where the arm is. It's hard to tell what tail end is what. Normally this would be way easier if I thought about the fact that we're adding a mouth earlier. And then this way we can crochet around, well, I guess around both of these green colors at the same time. Like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Looks kind of weird, but I'm telling you, it'll look great by the end. Okay, let's let that green yarn float there, and I'll crochet around just a couple more stitches here. Actually, I think do we want like a whole nother round of crocheting? I think so. I think we do before we add the eyes, because I don't want to add the eyes yet. I want a little bit extra space before we start making our mouth. Yeah, so I think this needs to be tightened a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so we'll do one more round first, and then we'll start adding our face. Scoreless Door. I like that name. Scoreless Door. Well, congratulations on your new addiction. Apparently Scoreless Door just started crocheting 3 weeks ago and finally made the whale that we posted on YouTube. Congratulations. That's it's gonna be big. You're gonna be so happy that you got into crochet. It's gonna be like, it's your new thing, dude. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Learning to crochet it's a big deal. It's a big deal. All right, got our ears. We did another round for the body. You know what? I don't actually know if we do need sleeves. It kind of looks funny without sleeves. So maybe we won't add them. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if I have a... So here's what I'm going to aim for. I'm hoping that I have... Where would I have that? Oh, you know what? It'd be in this big drawer. Hold on. I want to give her, like a dead eye. Did I? Did I? I think I have them somewhere. This will work. Okay, so I don't know when I painted these, but I painted these a long time ago. So let's give them a blue eye or a crystal eye or a red eye or another crystal. I like this crystal. That one's crazy looking. Look at that. You see that? Look how cool that looks. I don't know. What do you think? Eyeball. Or this light crystal looks crazy cool too. I think maybe this light crystal is what we want to do. So these are eyes that I painted a while back. It's like a glittery... It's really hard to see it because it doesn't want to focus on it really. I think we're going to do this crystally one. So we'll do this one over... Let's do it on this side. Like this. Whoa! That looked awesome! Wow. That looks really cool. And then we'll do a black eye on the other side so that she's got one normal eye and one that's like... Ooh, Kaylin thinks we should do the dark crystal instead. What do you guys think? Oh, you're right! They are buttons for dough jingles! That's exactly what it is! Oh my god, you're so smart. So, I can't believe you recognize that. Okay, let's add this eye real quick. Okay, so here's our options then. Wow, that looks so cool. I wonder what I used to make this because it looks awesome. Okay. So our choices are... Here's the difference, by the way. Yeah, maybe the dark crystal one is kind of cooler. I don't know. What do you guys think? Dark crystal or light crystal? The reason why I'm wondering about the dark one is I'm wondering if it like pops with the other eye as much. So let's throw it in there and see what it looks like. I mean, that does look really cool. That does look really cool. What do you guys think? It doesn't come out on camera as much, but it's really sparkly. Like you can see the little shine in it. Oh, I'm torn though. I really would love your feedback and thoughts. Yes to the dark crystal, says Jazzy. Oh, I like the name suggestions. We got some good ones. We got Wanda, Elsie. Those are great names. I like Elsie a lot. Ravia. Okay, Nate likes the light pink more. I'm kind of torn, honestly. I don't know which one I like more. If I like the dark pink one or the light pink one. Yeah, I'm totally torn here. Okay, so again, let's look at it closer here. Here, I'm going to replace this eye really quick. Just so you can see the difference. And then you can let me know. One of these will be a black eye. Like a regular eye. Okay, so we got light pink. Dark. Light, dark. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think that the dark or the light pink, I'm getting comments, a lot of comments about how the light pink kind of pops more, which I agree. I think this one this one just kind of looks like a dead eye more than the pink does. I mean, they both look really cool though. Let me add a tooth while you guys are giving me more feedback. Because every goblin needs a tooth. Not a tooth, but a tooth. I've been writing poems about goblins recently. Listen, my addiction goes... It is unstoppable. So we're going to put this here in the meantime. Kaylin says dark. Michelle says light. Oh my gosh, everybody is torn. Everybody's torn right now. You know what? Should we do a vote? I don't think we have enough time for a vote. So I gotta make that decision like within a few seconds. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit more comments about the pink one than I am about the dark one. I love that tooth. That is like a perfect tooth. Okay, so one light. Okay, I think we have more people saying light than dark. Zoe thinks the pink one looks like a pustule. Gross. I've passed my addiction on to you, Ray. That's funny. Okay. Again, don't forget that this hat is going to cover up most of it, which is another reason why I think like the more pronounced it looks, like this one kind of gets hidden into with the hat, whereas this one kind of like pops a little bit more, you know? You know what I mean? Oh, everybody is like, I'm getting 50-50s from everybody. We're going to save this dark one for a future design. Oh, we do have two of the light ones though. Okay, fine. We'll save the light ones. Yeah. Nutty Giraffe thinks the dark one. Okay, it seems like I can't do I won't do wrong with either one of these. So we're going to go dark on this side or this side. Well, there's already a tooth on this side, so let's add some more weirdness on this side. So eye there. Oh, wait, let me think for a second. And then if we did the dark one over here, so it'd be like that. And then this hat would go over it like this. Right? What do you think? Oh my gosh, I'm so torn. Zoe says, yeah, the pink one pops like a pustule. Zoe's not a fan of the pink one. This one just kind of blends into the hat, though. I mean, it's not bad, though. And then if we do her like staff, I think the staff is going to be in this arm. Dark one does look more witchy. I agree with that. All right, we're going to go with the dark one. And here's the main reason why I'm keeping the dark one. Is because I have two of the light pink ones, and I only have one of the dark one. So the one dark one is fine, but the two light pink ones we can use for a different design later where both eyes are sparkly, you know? So we're going to do that. I've made my decisions. I've made the decision. Okay, I'm going to reinsert these eyes. I'm going to switch the side. Yeah, we're going to switch sides where the dark is, just so that that way we can put the staff on. No, you know what? We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it the way it was. So we're going to do one here. Okay, and then we're going to do one here. Like that. Okay, that looks good. We're gonna keep it that way. All right, locking the eyes in. We have made a decision. Look at that! Wow, we can still make decisions. And then we'll just lock these in. I kind of crocheted a little far, so it's kind of hard to lock them in at this point, but that's all right. One. And oh. There we go. Nope. Ah. There. Nice. All right. Eyes are in. The eyes have it. We'll keep the brim of the hat up for right now, just so that it's easy for me to keep crocheting. Okay, we still need name suggestions, by the way. Bruh has given us 4 of our 9 name suggestions. So, guys, we need someone else, and I'm not going to say their names are bad names, because they're actually great name suggestions. But we need some other variations in there. Get into the chat, go to the Q&A, and give me a name suggestion if you can. And let's keep on crocheting on. Now, let me look at my wizard one that I made last time and see how I made this thing here. Okay, so this was after the fact. Okay. So this round is basically all... Do we just keep it purple? And we do shoes? Let's do shoes. I'll do shoes in brown to match the hat. Or shoes in black. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time making any decisions today. We're going to do shoes in brown. I'm also going to work in these back loops for these first stitches here, so that way we have space to add like a little, what's it called? Where, like a cloak? No, not cloak. I don't know what the word is. Or like the back of your... You know, runner. A runner? Maybe it's called a runner. I don't know. But I've been told. Actually, no. They should have green feet. What am I talking about? Of course they need green feet. They wouldn't wear shoes. It's a goblin. Goblins don't wear shoes. Ooh, oh my gosh. Jazzy suggested the name of Phoebe, which I actually kind of love, but I will say Phoebe is the name of our cat. Little beefy. All right, green for our feet. 1, 2. Back over to purple. We're almost done with the crochet portion of this, and then we gotta spend way too long making a staff. It's funny that we're making just like mini gurumis today. We didn't make any big patterns. That's all right though. I'm fine with it. That's all right. Darkness wins. Kaylin says, darkness wins. 1, 2, and 3. Back to this green for the last foot here. Oops, both stitches. There we go. 1 and 2. There we go. Boom. All right. And then we just need to decrease and finish up the last few stitches here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. It's gonna be fun to make the... I'm excited to make the staff. Okay, decreased down. That's our last stitch. We're gonna cut the yarn and pull it through. There we go. All right, now we want to stuff it a little bit, and we'll add some magnets, and then we can start dealing with the details. So let's start by stuffing. Let's stuff up with these extra white threads too, so we can just get rid of these. And the brown here. Ooh, Amethyst is a good name. Amethyst is a really good name. Yeah, put them both in. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to choose my 4 favorites, which looks like it's going to be very difficult for me to choose 4 favorites at this rate because everybody's giving really, really, really good name suggestions. And then we'll vote on what y'all want for the name. We should definitely give magnets. Yeah, we'll stuff with magnets just so that she has them, because you can't go back and stuff with magnets later. So we'll go ahead and throw the magnets in now. Here, wait, let me do it for the video purposes. Do that. Okay, and then we just start sewing closed. 1, 2. All right, so what kind of patterns else do you want to see this year? Anybody want to see, someone said a penguin for a bird. Yeah. I think that's such a good idea that maybe it's something I've already been working on. Maybe. We'll find out. Okay, we're going to pull this tight. And hide this end in here. Like this. And now we have it sewn shut. And we can add on, the next thing I want to add on is I want a little, whatever that word, cloak or like runner. That's the word I said. Why does that feel like I was supposed to do it not in this round? Whatever, they're going to have a really long runner then. That's fine. I did it on the wrong round. But that's alright. That's alright. I'm fine with that. There we go. Okay, 1, 2. There we go. Pull that tighter. Nice. And then we're going to half double crochet in this stitch. Like this. Very good. Okay. See, so our goal here is to make like a little, like yeah, the tails of their cloak, or the robe rather. Train. Ooh, a cow, a vulture. A vulture? Michelle thinks we should crochet as a burb. I like that. Yeah. Peacock burb. I'll tell you what. There might be a peacock burb coming this year. Maybe. So would you like it like that? Yeah, because then she's got like a little bit of like a spooky dress kind of thing going on. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll do one here. And then I'll still chain 1 and then slip stitch into this stitch. That will give us an end to it, which we can then cut. We're actually just about done with purple too. Pull it through, and then I can just hide these 2 ends in here. I guess this is an opportunity for us to add sleeves, so we might as well at least look at what it look like. So we go into this stitch. I'll come out of like right here. That. All right. And then if I go over the arm like this, to the side of the arm, and we go out the other side of the arm right here. And this should make it look like a little sleeve. So if I pull this tight, boom, like that. Nice, I think that looks good actually. I'm glad we added that. All right, so then over this arm, this, and into there. And then I'm going to come out basically through the back somewhere, and we're going to just double knot with that other end. Right? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I like them. Okay. And then with this end, I'm going to go in, out where this other tail end is, and that way we can just double knot these two ends. I like it. Ooh, Geraldine. I like Geraldine. Okay, so we talked about a lot of things today. We talked about all of the past creations. I think we talked about all of them. Oh, we didn't talk about the cauldron pattern, which actually might be the perfect time with this witch. In fact, maybe we should put them in a cauldron. That'd be funny. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Okay. There's our little train. There we go. Let's pull this hat down. I want to add some detail to this hat before we make our staff. But so far it's looking pretty good. And of course they sit up perfectly because of that train. Okay, next I want to add just a little bit of beige, which we can use for the I want to add some like stitches to the hat. Just a little bit. Like honestly, like not much at all. I don't know where I put my needle. I threw it to the side and I don't even know where I put it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, we've made a few dragons actually. The dragons look like this. This is a dragon, Nate. This is one of our dragons. We also have like little baby dragons. I call them zippers. I don't have one at hand to show you though. Okay, we're gonna go in. Yeah, we'll go from right here. Actually, you know, we'll do it from the hat part. So I want to put a little stitch in the hat, like she's gone and repaired her hat. Because we have that glass or the sparkly eye on this side, and that's the side that the staff's going to be on. I'll do the stitch right here on the hat. So I want it to come out here. Yeah, you know what? We'll go in instead of it coming out. So we'll go in here. And then go down a couple stitches like to here. And then I want to go up one stitch. And then this one will go over to here. And then up one stitch. That. Over to that. And then out there. Nice. I like that. See? There we go. Now she's got just like this little stitch in her hat, and it looks like she's kind of repaired it once. I feel like that's more witchy. Okay. Yeah, I do have like a little mini dragon. It's very tiny. Gosh, I wish I had it right here for you to show you. I usually do, you know. Let me see. Hold on, I might have one in my little bag of doodads. One goal for this year. By the way, what's your resolution for the year? I'm curious in the chat. What's your resolution for the year? One of my resolutions this year is I want to get more organized, like specifically like physically organized. This office is crazy. It's not organized at all. So I really need to get it organized because I keep losing things. Oh, I like that. I like that stitch. Okay, last thing we want to do is add a staff and look for a little goblin. Oh, not a little goblin. Aha! I found one. This is it. Who said, Patricia, This is it. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. First off, Patricia, this is the little tiny dragons. They're really easy to make, actually. You can make one pretty quick. But then we also have, you said something about you already made a dragon scale bag, but you can actually also make it even this one. Okay. So this is the pine cone pouch pattern, but I made it in this glittery kind of red so that it could be a dragon egg instead. So it'd be like this, so it looks like a little dragon egg. You know? And then you could put the little baby dragon in there. This one actually just has a bunch of... I also crocheted the body of it in a lighter color. My goal was like so that the lighter color could shine through, but it didn't really work that way. But in this, I just have golden buttons. Keep golden buttons in this one. All right. Anyhow, let's get back to it. All right, so we want to make a staff now, definitely with a red mushroom top. So let's start with the red mushroom top, and then we'll add the staff onto it. So for this part here, I got an idea. So we're gonna go, and we're gonna start by just doing. I don't want it to be like too big of a mushroom cap, so I think I'm just gonna start with a 6 stitches. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to start. And then in this next stitch, so now I'm gonna increase up to 9. Yeah, we're gonna increase up to 9, and I was gonna try something, but that's okay. We'll do 1, and then yeah, we'll just do 2 and 3, and then I'm gonna work in the front loops for this one. The only reason I'm working the front loops there is so I can leave that back loop undone so I can work a pipe cleaner around it. Boom, boom. Do the same thing right here. And then one more increase right here. 1 and 2. Okay. So it's like this. There's our mushroom cap. Like that. And then she'll just have a stick. A staff that goes through it. So how we're gonna do the staff, I got a plan. We're gonna use my pipe cleaner trick. So what we're gonna do is, we also need to add detail to this first. You know what, we need to add detail to this first. Okay, so we're gonna do, because this is big enough, right? Yeah, I think that's big enough. Any bigger than that would be too much. So we'll just slip stitch into the next stitch here. Yeah, okay. Slip stitch in that stitch. I'm gonna cut it. We'll hide this end in. Okay, and then, yeah, let's hide this end in like this. 1, and then that. And maybe we'll add the dots. Do we add the dots now or later? Oops. Let's cut this. We'll cut these ends. Hope it doesn't come undone. I don't think it will, but I'm always worried about that when I cut it close and it's this tiny. Do we add the dots first? Do we need dots? 1, 2, 3. I'd have to add like 5 dots to make it look right. And let's try it without dots. I think it might look good without them. Okay. Okay. We need... We'll go up. Like that. So this part's going to go into the body. We're going to go up like that. This end, we're going to put between this unused back loop only from this side and this one right here so that we can attach it to the mushroom cap. So we're going to go into that stitch and out of this one without threading the yarn by accident. Hold on. Into this one, I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and then into this one. That's the hard one. Okay. So 1, 2. Got it. Okay. So go into those. And we're going to go pretty far in till it's like the height of how long we want this to be. So if this goes into the arm there, I think that's probably a good height. It will shrink a little bit, so I'll pull it out a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this down like this. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And then I'm just going to start to twist these two ends, which will double up this pipe cleaner a little bit and make it a little bit more. And then we can put that over like that. And then we're going to cover this all in yarn, but in the meantime, before we do that, we can just kind of twist this up all the way down like this. Okay. And let's look at it. So this part goes in the arm. That staff is nice and long. And then I just want like a little tiny nub of like the bottom of the staff. So we're just gonna go like that much maybe. Like that. I like to put my needle in that bottom part. That way it like keeps a little spacer. And then we just wind it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna wind together these two ends just for a few times. This is the part that's gonna go into the body. So I'm actually gonna wind it pretty tight. But not very long, you know, because it's just gonna go right into the body. And then we can just cut these short. I'm gonna use my pliers to cut these just because I don't want to hurt my scissors anymore. Poor scissors. One and two. Okay. Make sure this is a nice pointy end. Okay. Next up, I want to add yarn to this to make it look really like really clean. So we're gonna use beige yarn for that. Where's the rest of that beige yarn that I have? Okay, so I love doing this part. This is one of my faves. Well, first we need this to be like, kind of long. That's probably way longer than we need. It's all right. And we're gonna thread this part on our needle. All right. Put this at the bottom here. I'm just going to go wrap around it just a few times just to keep that part in place. Go all the way down to the base right there. And then I'm going to start going around this very end here to cover the end of this pipe cleaner up. I think this is going to be our last thing today. We'll keep this relatively short of a stream. I was going to do another mini, but you know, I think that's good. Well, I'll be live again next week with a big birthday live stream. Anyhow. So, Yeah, because it's going to be... Yeah, we're going to do my birthday live stream next week. I'll talk more about that near the end of this stream. And now I'm just going to wind this up. And our goal here is to really cover all of these little felt bits. I kind of don't mind if it's not that covered up, though. Because it kind of might look cute with it. With some of this fuzz sticking out, you know? But we'll try to cover it as much as we can. Nice. Let's do it this way. 1, 2. Try to make sure it's really tightly wound as I go. Nice. Okay. I think that's probably enough winding around this tail end. So I can cut this shorter now. Kind of ignore it. Alright. There we go. Wind up. It's a little messy, but I kind of don't mind that it's a little messy. Up to this part, and then now we're going to go down, and I'm going to wrap around, we're actually going to wrap around this needle as we go back down. And the reason we do that is so that we can create a knot. Do not do to. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, further down, that, and then we'll just pull this all the way through. And it should create like a little knot there where all this other yarn that's wrapped around it kind of like holds it all into, oh wait, I messed that up. How did I mess that up so bad? Hold on, I actually don't like that. Let's undo this. Oh, I'm supposed to wrap up it. I remember now. Okay, well, whatever. Let's undo that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just wrap into... We'll just thread some yarn and we'll just wrap into it. Okay, so we're just going to go wrap down it. Then, instead, that. And bottom right there. We'll go one more over that. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the bottom right here. And then we'll hide this end into the yarn going up it too. Okay. Alright, so that goes in, pull tight, and then I'll take this end of the needle, and I'm just gonna go up some of this yarn. Like that. This is gonna be really hard to pull through. Oh, wasn't that bad. Sometimes it's really, really hard to do. Okay. Hold on, we have a knot, so I'm trying to unknot it. Oh! My thumb's starting to hurt. Okay. Why is this not even happening right now? There we go. Nice. A little tighter. Okay, that shouldn't come undone. Alright, there's our staff. I don't think it needs white dots. What do you think? Do you think this needs white dots? Of that mushroom top? I don't think it does. And we put this right in the arm. Twist it, twist it, twist it. Wait, did we want on this side or that side? No, we want on this side. Twist it, twist it, twist it. And it's not going in right. We're going to have to create the space for it. We're going to go into the side like this. So I'm just kind of using the needle to kind of create a gap for it. Oh yes, and we need the name suggestions. Yes, we need to vote on that. Hold on. Okay. Okay. That. And now they have a staff, and then I'm gonna bend the staff like this. So it's kind of weird looking. But there is our little witch goblin. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Yeah, I don't think we need the white dots on the top of the mushroom at all. Wow, that looks so cool. Look at that dude. She looks so cool. Okay, what are we naming her? Let's put her down for a second. Here, I'll get a little stand for her so she can be close to the camera. That. Here, we'll do like. She needs something to help her sit up. Like that. Yeah. Stay. Stay. Just stay. There. Okay. All right, name suggestions. Let's go ahead and choose. Wow, we have a lot. Oh my gosh, there's so many good names. Okay, wait. Ooh. K. Merriam's name suggestion. Are you still in the chat, K. Merriam? Yeah, she is. That is actually, you suggested the name of an ex-girlfriend, which I very rarely see that name. Very funny to see. Okay, anyhow, we're going to choose names, and it's not going to be that one, unfortunately. One. Wait. Well, why can't I do this? One. There you go. Okay. Madame Stinky Cap. I like that you gave a bunch of madam names, Kaylin. Okay, I love that one too. Hold on. Oh man, these are some good name suggestions, dudes. Okay, wait. I just want to make sure that. Yeah, okay. Name suggestions, got them. How do I end the poll? There we go. End that Q&A. And start a poll. Okay. Name our goblin witch. 1. 2. 3. And 4. Okay. Name suggestions. For our little witch, we have Amethyst. I think Amethyst is a pretty good name for a witch. So we got Amethyst. We have Ravia. Ravia, Amethyst, Fungina. I think Fungina is a really funny name. And then Amanita. Amanita, which I think is the name of a mushroom. So Amanita. Okay, so name our witch goblin now. Ooh. I'll put her right here. In the meantime, she can balance on her robe. No, she can't. Okay, well then she's just gonna sit right here like that. Ah, never mind. She's gonna sit right here. Okay, so there's our witch goblin. Needs a name. That's gonna be our last thing that we crochet today. But let's take a look again at some of our favorites from last year. Oh, one favorite from last year that was most recent, but we didn't really talk about yet. The gingerbread house. I mean, dude, so cool. I actually totally forgot to turn this pattern off, so it is still technically free. I'm going to turn it off tonight. So if you really want to crochet this, I would do it right now if you don't want to pay for it, because I'm going to make it for sale. So that's on the site. And there's a little elf in there with a little bell on it. His name is, I think his name is Alfonso. I think that's what we named the elf. And then the beautiful, incredible, biblically accurate angel that we made in one of our last live streams of the year. Crazy, crazy. Honestly, way, 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 way cool end. These wings specifically are totally going to be reused in the future for stuff. So I think it's just way cool. Oh, this is so don't. So you just totally messed that name up for me. All right, I'm gonna vote on that name. Okay. All right, so we're gonna wait till this vote gets at least like 20 votes, and then we're gonna go for the day. Thank you so much for joining me again for our year, our start of the year live stream. We're gonna have a lot of again coming this year, but let's go ahead and wrap up. Let's talk about a few things that are happening this year. So there's a new trading card game that I'm working on. I'm going to be talking about that this weekend, so keep a lookout for your emails. I'm going to be looking for testers. That's coming out this year. There is a huge project that I'm not allowed to talk about that's coming out this year that I might have slipped up earlier and mentioned maybe. So expect a big announcement later, probably later, like in a couple months, I think is when I'll be able to really talk about it more. But a huge project is coming this year, even bigger than the trading card game. So expect that. There's at least 2 new seasons coming out this year. One is going to be bug related. The other one I'm keeping it a mystery. But we'll talk about that later on this year. And then obviously we've got so many new patterns coming out very soon, so keep a lookout there. Last year we made 20 patterns. We had 51 live streams. We launched some way cool features on the website, and I expect this year to be just more of that. A lot more patterns this year, a lot more features on the website, even more live streams, a whole bunch of stuff like that. All right. Yeah. Okay, I think we have... Oh, we actually don't have enough votes yet. That I said. I wanted 20. So we only got 16, and it is a tie vote right now between Amethyst and Fungina. Emily coming in a little late, but with a great name suggestion. Emily in the portrait mode chat says Mrs. Roach. I love that name. Mrs. Roach is really good. We should make another goblin later named Mrs. Roach. That's a really good name. Maybe we'll make cockroaches in our bug season. I don't know. If you want to stick around for when we're coming out with all these new things, all you need to do is like this video down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss it when we go live like this. Speaking of, we're going to be live again next Friday for my birthday live stream. I'm going to be making whatever I want to make for my birthday live stream, so expect more goblins, probably. So we'll be making probably goblins next week. I don't know, though. I'm going to be... We'll see. We'll see what I do. But yeah. Yes, I know it can be pronounced that way as well, Kaylin, but I'm not going to pronounce it that way during this live stream. That's probably the natural way to pronounce it. Yeah. Okay, the winner of the vote, because it can't be beaten at this point. The winner of the vote is Amethyst, which is actually also what I voted for. So this is our new little goblin witch, Amethyst. She's so cute. Look at how cute she is. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Oh, and then we have Fitz. Fitz, our little gnome from today's stream too. Fitz and Amethyst. The fungal witch. Thank you guys so much again. I'll see you guys next week. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking. And thanks so much for being here. Thank you guys. How could I? I like the name Amethyst. I'm sorry. Yes. Fungina is her middle name. I agree. Fungina is the middle name. So her name is Amethyst Fungina, the fungal witch. The mushroom witch. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thanks for being here. Let's see. How do I say bye? This one. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking. And oh my gosh, stop. You hang up first. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.